Call this meeting to order. The time is 7:30. This is the regularly scheduled council meeting for January 27th. Clerk, can you please do a roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Bliss.
Here.
Councilman Fleming.
Here.
Councilman Muir.
Here.
Councilor Rohrbach. Here. Councilman Soltis.
Here.
Councilor Wright.
Here.
Mayor Greifstein.
I am here. The invocation and pledge this evening will be led by Councilman Soltis. I invite you to stand if you would like.
Today, January 27th, 2025, marks Holocaust Remembrance Day, commemorating the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau, the largest Nazi concentration and extermination camp. On this day in 1985, Allied forces liberated the camp, uncovering the horrors of the Holocaust. We honor the memory of 6 million Jewish victims and millions of others who have suffered under Nazi persecution. As we reflect on the dark chapter in our human history, we acknowledge the profound impact of hatred, intolerance, and indifference. We commit ourselves to the principles of justice, compassion, and respect for all people, regardless of their background, faith, or identity. May this day serve as a reminder of our shared humanity and the importance of standing against all forms of oppression and discrimination. Let us strive to build a world where much atrocities are never repeated, and where the dignity of rights in every individual are upheld. In the spirit of this commitment, we honor our victims and survivors of the Holocaust and pledge to carry forward their legacy of resilience and hope.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. First up, we have approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions this evening? All right, seeing none, we're going to go into meeting open to the public. So this is the opportunity for the public to speak. Ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes, give your name, address, any identification with the city, and direct your comments to me. And with that, I'm going to open public comment.
Hi there, my name is Natalia. I'm a resident of Madison Heights. Thank you for your time. I wanted to talk about the ICE raids that are happening across the country, as close as in our backyards of Detroit. I, as a resident of Madison Heights, am concerned about how our police department plans to address this issue, should it come to us. Is the Madison Heights Police Department prepared to do everything in its jurisdictional authority to protect the constitutional rights of the children in our community by supporting our educational institutions through rejecting the unlawful entrance of any ICE officers on school grounds without a sufficient warrant, specifying a particular person or object, as that is the only way to stay within those children's rights?
Thank you. This is the opportunity for you to speak to us, but we don't necessarily respond.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not very familiar.
No, I understand that. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, good thing I have a lot more, I'm more prepared, yes.
Okay.
I respectfully believe that the police bear responsibility in standing up to the unconstitutional, tyrannical targeting of children and their educations, and the precedent in this country tells that same story. The Pyle versus Doe class action lawsuit of 1982 cites the due process clause of the Fifth Amendment. No person, quote, shall be deprived of life, liberty, property without due process of law, end quote. The Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, quote, no state shall deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws, unquote. And the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, quote, prohibits states from depriving any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, unquote. They use this to justify in their primary holding that, quote, a state cannot prevent children of undocumented immigrants from attending school unless a substantial state interest is involved, end quote. There was also a class illegally detained and held during one of the largest mass immigration raids in 2018. As recent as January 24th, 2025, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey reported several U.S. citizens getting illegally detained during these raids that are happening across the country as we speak. Allowing the same administration that got sued for violating constitutional rights and lost to repeat the same crimes to children is not only unacceptable of public service officials, but it is absolutely not in the best interest of our country or our state, in which 2022 alone, immigrants brought in 9.9% of Michigan's total GDP and held $2.31 billion in spending power and paid $2.6 billion in state and local taxes. On the Madison Heights Police Department's website,
Natalia. Sorry, you had 3 minutes. Are you almost done?
I'm on like my last paragraph.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. On Madison Heights Police website, they state the main objective of crime prevention is to reduce the opportunity for crime, thereby reducing the likelihood that crime will occur. So you understand that you must take the steps you can to prevent our children's rights from being violated. Your website states you want to eliminate the fear of criminal activity within our community, and there are children and families in fear right now. If not for the thought of all the upcoming silent birthday parties, children missing out on learning about their new favorite food or favorite music from a friend, at least stand up for the Constitution and understand that you didn't swear an oath to the President and his orders. You swore an oath to the Constitution and the people of the United States, including the ones that may not have the piece of paper that you want. Hear my plea and understand. Please do not allow ICE officers in without a warrant for a specific person or a specific item. Doing so will not only put you on the right side of the law, but the right side of history.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak this evening? All right, seeing no one, I'm going to close this portion of public meeting and move on to our consent agenda. There are 3 items. We have the proclamation celebrating the 2025 Lunar New Year, the proclamation for Black History Month 2025, and then the City Council regular meeting minutes from January 13th, 2025. Can I please get a motion to approve?
Your Honor.
Yes.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor. Support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Please say no. Motion carries. And then we have reports. This is the amendments to the fiscal year 2024-25 budget.
The state of Michigan's budget law requires that any budget amendments be approved by City Council. The budget amendments are submitted to ensure that the fiscal year 2025 budget is in compliance with state law. The mid-year budget amendments offer adjustments to align our financial plan with current realities. These updates reflect revisions such as the adjustment of $728,000 for state revenue sharing to better match actual figures and a clarification regarding the OPEB trust, which the transfer is correctly categorized as an expense rather than a revenue. Additionally, we proactively updated funding allocations for several projects. Some initiatives, like the new EMT program, have been reassessed and are no longer moving forward, while others, such as phase funding for the street sweeper and the band shell project, are being carried forward from fiscal year 2024 into 2025 based on the completion date of these projects, ensuring that we continue to manage our resources effectively for the long-term success of these important community projects. Therefore, staff recommends that City Council approve the budget amendments to the fiscal year 2025 budget and appropriate the necessary funds. Budget amendments require approval of a supermajority of City Council, which is 5 votes.
All right, thank you. Can I get a motion to approve, please?
Your Honor, I move the council approves the implementation of the budget amendments and appropriate the necessary funds.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor. I'll support.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, just a reminder that we do need 5 votes to approve this. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those against say no. Motion carries 7-0. And with that, I invite closing comments, starting with Councilman Muir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thanks for recognizing the Lunar New Year and Black History Month and Holocaust Remembrance Day today. Was able to attend the Arts Board meeting and the Library Advisory Board meeting last week. A lot of good stuff from those groups. Mark, I'm sure we'll go into detail on the Arts Board, so I'll leave them for that. But a lot of good stuff going on at the library. Please check out the website and attend some of those events. Some of the comments we got back from our state survey was we need to offer more events, but they have quite a few events that they offer, and the attendance isn't fantastic, so please check that out. If you're looking for stuff to do on these cold winter days. The rec department has a lot of good stuff going on as well, so check out their website as well. And the Active Adult Center, I'm being able to attend their sleep class tomorrow, so interested in checking that out. So a lot of good stuff going on. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Pro Tem Bliss.
Yes, Your Honor. Councilman Muir, did you just say it's a class for sleeping?
Well, it's a class on some myths and whatnot on sleep and how to get better sleep and.
Okay, I was going to say my entire high school curriculum was sleep classes. That's definitely.
No, I don't think it's quite that. It's for the active adults and put on by the Michigan State University.
Go green.
So it's got to be good, right, Quinn?
Love it. Oh, yes. You'll have to report back when you're well rested at the next meeting.
Yes. I'll let you know how it goes.
A couple of quick updates. I know I got to be fast because this meeting is 12 minutes so far, so I think we could set a record. I have 2 things. Historical Commission. We are kicking off the city's 70th anniversary with I think a really great program. We're going to be doing the Moments That Made Us, which will be 10 moments in the city's history that made us who we are today, and all the changes that have taken place over that time. And to really highlight that, each quarter of this year, we're going to have an open house in the Margene and Jack Scott Heritage Rooms downstairs, where not only are we going to open the rooms to the public, but we're going to have special guests, including like current and former members of city council, retired city staff, judges, all sorts of folks who help play a major role in shaping the community. So there's going to be some great firsthand accounts for people coming out, and the Moments That Made Us will be present as well. Not just in the discussion, but also in pictures and the exhibit. So that's going to be really exciting. It is the second Saturday of March, June, September, and December. So the March 8th, June 14th, September 13th, and December 13th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Each of those days, which overlaps with some really great city events. So we're hoping we can draw some crowds and bring everybody together for the city's history as well. And the other thing I want to highlight is Councilman Muir noted, the Arts Board has been working hard on bringing a summer of music to the city of Madison Heights, partially in celebration of our 70th, as each one will kick off with a song from the year that the city was formed, which is going to be really cool. I hope you like your 1950s standards. But we've basically from the festival in the park on June 29th, we then have 4 summer concert series on Wednesday nights, July 9th, the 23rd, the 13th, and the 27th. And then that will then follow with Trail Tunes on the 6th. So very, very awesome. All of that's happening in and around the band shell. And bonus points if you at home can recognize what event comes after Trail Tunes to continue that progress. But lots of activities, lots of great things that our public can come out, the community can get together and engage, and just really excited to bring some music to the park. It'd be awesome to see that band shell rocking. That's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman?
I think I'd win that bonus because I know what it is. It's Revenant in the Heights, September 13th. So to close out the summer and bring in the fall with activities. Before I go any further, I just wanted to say thank you to the young lady who came out. Everyone up here could talk for a couple hours. Mark, even more hours. But thank you for for your bravery and speaking your truth. It's hard to get up there when you have all these folks staring at you and you don't know how they're going to take what you're saying. So I commend you for coming in here today and saying how you feel. I know there's a lot of folks right now who don't know how to feel, honestly. Some feel okay right now. There's a lot of other folks who are scared right now. And I think that we need to keep that in mind when we're talking to each other and show each other a little bit more grace and kindness, because there's a lot of folks who have a little bit of ambiguity in everything right now, if I had to put it frankly. And so as leaders, I call on us, and as citizens, I call on us just to be kind to each other, give each other a little bit more room to just kind of navigate. Days like today, where we have Holocaust Remembrance Day, months like September where we have Black History Month, are opportunities for us to truly see one another, see our history, see our story, to help us to understand where we're coming from so we can kind of see where we're going. So I just ask that we give each other that grace as we move forward, acknowledging those things and just seeing each other. And in an effort to do just that, I'm going to host office hours in February on the 15th at the library from 11 to 1. It's just an opportunity to sit and talk, grab a coffee, ask questions, express concerns. So I will see anyone there who wants to join. If there's a specific topic, feel free to email me at quinn@madison-heights.org. But just be kind and remember to celebrate each other.
Thank you. Mr. Sherman?
Yes, Your Honor. One quick congratulations to Dina Karen Felly, our Chief District Court Clerk at the 43rd District Court in Madison Heights, on her upcoming retirement. Her last day is Friday. I was kidding her today that she started as a child, and now she's the mother of 2 college-age students, and she was always very helpful to everyone from my office in handling dockets and assisting us in doing what we do over there, dispensing justice, and she will be missed by everyone connected to the court. So best of luck, Dina. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager? No comment. Clerk's office?
Nothing this evening.
Council Rohrbach?
I also want to acknowledge what you said tonight. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We really appreciate it. And your views definitely reflect a lot of what we know of the residents of the city. And the diversity and the immigrants in this city are part of what make it such a very special place to live, and for me to raise my children, and for our children to attend school together. And it is a very important thing that we take care of one another and acknowledge one another as for the goodness that people of all types bring to our community, because we are better when we acknowledge and come together to celebrate each other. I heard today somebody, and it could be like a special quote from like a famous person, but I don't know. But I heard somebody say, freedom that doesn't extend to everyone is not freedom, it's privilege. And so if we are not extending the freedom of this country to everyone who is here, we are reserving it. And it's a really hard thing to kind of wrap your mind around. So I just want us to, as we are acknowledging Lunar New Year for our Asian community, it's very exciting. There's some really wonderful things coming up this month to celebrate. I'm really happy we're doing that. We're celebrating Black History Month in February. I'm really happy we're doing that. We're recognizing Holocaust Remembrance Day because, the persecution of people for who they are and where they came from and what the religion they carry or any of those things is not acceptable or right in this country, in this city, or in anywhere in the world. So I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate us. We have to make sure that we have all of protections in place that need to be put in place.
Thank you, Councilman Fleming.
Yeah, a couple things. First is that the Leopot with the Asian is part of 168 group. They are going to be having a Lunar New Year Festival parade on February the 12th at 5:30 p.m. in the evening. It's a Wednesday, and hope to see everybody there. I think it's going to be not as long as the Memorial Day parade, but it's going to be a good parade, and I think everybody should turn out and support our Asian community. And also that February the 2nd is Groundhog Day. So I'm looking forward to Pakistani Phil saying that he does not see his shadow. Spring is coming soon. I also have a statement that I want to read today. Today is the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz and Birkenau, the concentration camp and extermination camp. The word Holocaust is a name that is used for this one single event in history. It is anti-Semitic to participate in what I call the Oppression Olympics and to make comparisons to the Holocaust. It is also anti-Semitic to use the tactic called inversion. Inversion is to apply the Holocaust's name to another situation in life. The Holocaust is happening to X. The inversion of the Holocaust diminishes the importance of the Holocaust to its victims. In today's society, we want to be sure that we are sensitive to others. We want to use nice words. We use words that sound nonviolent in nature, such as perished or lost their lives, to describe what happened to the victims of the Holocaust. The watering down and sanitizing of the brutality of the Holocaust diminishes the facts. During the Holocaust, Jews and others were oppressed, persecuted, and murdered. The Holocaust should never be also used for political talking points. And finally, we should not perform performative actions today and tomorrow forget about or minimize the oppression that has been ongoing against Jews today. That's all my remarks today.
Thank you. Councilman Soltis?
No.
Okay. All right. So I also want to thank Natalia for coming out and speaking. And I understand where you're coming from. I think we all do, but I don't want to speak for everybody. I can tell you that we are not changing any of our policies, okay? And federal immigration is actually outside of our authority, outside of the authority of our police. And so we don't arrest or take people into, or our police don't arrest or take people into custody because of immigration offenses. Having said that, the federal government can come into the city without telling us. They can pretty much do what they want. So our police are going to continue doing what they're doing, and their top priority is keeping our residents and our children safe. So I hope that gives you some comfort. Okay. With respect to today being the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, my great uncle was someone who, he didn't die or perish there, he was butchered. And that's the word that my grandfather used 80 years ago to talk about it. He was butchered there. And not just him, his wife and his children. And the reason they were butchered and murdered there was strictly because they are Jewish. They were Jewish. And that's something that we need to remember. There's a lot of good going on in the world, and there's a lot of bad going on in the world. There's been one Holocaust, And today is the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, which is probably the most infamous concentration camp that ever was. Most people have probably never been to a concentration camp. I went to one. I didn't go to Auschwitz, but I went to Mauthausen 30 years ago. And I took pictures from standing up on the walls, and people would look at these pictures and tell me how beautiful it was, because it was absolutely gorgeous, these green fields. And then I would say, okay, well, I'm actually standing on the wall. That's a concentration camp. And people are just mortified. So looked really pretty from the outside, and it was absolutely horrible. And horrors inside where people were murdered strictly because they were Jewish, or because they were gay, or because they were fill in the blank that just did not fit with what the Nazi government wanted to do. So keep that in mind. On to lighter things. It is the Lunar New Year coming up. I think it's actually tomorrow, but a couple weeks ago, the Vietnamese Association had a little celebration in the city, and it was great that I was able to go to that. It's the Year of the Snake, and that is it. Our next meeting is going to be on February 10th. The meeting is at 7:55. The meeting is adjourned. Good night.